Hey guys, so it's been a while. I don't even remember the last time I vlogged. I think it was probably like right after Gwen's birthday. Suddenly Charlie wants to jump up here. And now that was like, her birthday was November 2nd. But it was after her birthday that I vlogged. Maybe like a couple days after or something, sometime that next week. Anyway, it's now January. It's January 5th. Gwen's laying on the floor. But this is going to be, well, I'll tell you in a minute, but there's Gwen. She's just kind of laying back. She was drinking some juice, that's why she's laying down. But let me give you an update on Gwen. That's mainly what this video is. But I can kind of give you an update in general too. Because this is the thing. And yeah, Christmas decorations are still up. So, update on Gwen. Oh, I don't even remember the last day I updated you. It was probably at like her 11-month update. And now she's like 14 months. She's a year old. If anybody asks me, she's a year old. Peppy, get off. Hold on. Get down. Ugh. My kitties, well, Charlie tried to jump up there once. I don't think he's jumped up there since, at least not that I've seen. Peppy just doesn't learn. She likes to jump on things. On the mattresses there, on the table, and then Charlie just doesn't like to get out of the way. When you're going up and down the stairs, if he's laying on the stairs, or really anywhere, if he's laying there or sitting there, you try to walk by and he just kind of sits there like, oh, you can walk around me. I'm too lazy to move. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So anyway, Gwen's update. I don't remember what was going on the last update I did with her, but let me just tell you her current situation and we'll go with that. So she's currently, for a while she was doing, yeah, she's behind physically, and she has been behind physically since probably, well, we've noticed since probably about 5 or 6 months. And like I said, she's like 14. I do that because, like, once they're a year old, you don't need to say months anymore, but she's like 14 months now. She's over a year old now. But she's been, we've noticed that she's been behind since 5 or 6 months. That's when we my mom mentioned her being behind, and Brett's stepmom, and Brett's stepmom's mom. Anyway, they all noticed that she was behind, and after a couple encouragements from my mom to do so, I contacted Help Me Grow in our town in Marion. So I did that. They came and did an evaluation. You've probably heard a lot of this, but I'm just going to go from the very beginning of this physical therapy stuff. I did an evaluation. Long story short, she's been doing home therapy pretty much since then. We got that set up. They said they'd probably set up like physical therapy, but they could at least do home therapy until then. So she was getting it somewhere. And that, if you don't know, because I wouldn't have known what it exactly would mean or involve. But home therapy, a lady, her name is Angie, comes to the house once a week, usually on Wednesday or Thursday, but she comes once a week and works for 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes like a half an hour if Gwen's not wanting to cooperate or in a grumpy mood or something. But she comes and works with her on large motor skills and on small motor skills while she's here for that like hour-ish a week. And kind of works with different things and helps me know what I can do, and it's all here at the house, so it's stuff that I could do while she's like, well, it's just me and Gwen. Eventually, I don't even remember when it started, but we got do not jump up there, Peppy. Eventually, we got physical therapy started, which is here in town, and she goes to that on Tuesdays. She goes to that once a week, and that they work on large motor skills, working on her muscles, yeah, working on like sitting, crawling, trying to stand, all those kind of things. And then a little while after that, we got occupational therapy, OT, started. It's at the same place, but it's on Mondays. So she goes. If you haven't been keeping up, she has therapy Monday, Tuesday, and then either Wednesday or Thursday, so 3 times a week. And OT, they work on like on small motor skills, so like grabbing things with our hands, specifically trying to grab things with just the 2 fingers, manipulating our hands in different ways, trying to drop a ball or like a toy in a specific spot, put a ball in like a container, or put blocks in a container, not necessarily in the right shape, in like the specific shapes, but like she has a shape sorter thing, and just like taking the lid off of that and just putting them in the bucket. Just different things specifically with her hands, and like where she can do it with them what she wants. Manipulate things and stuff in different ways. So she's been working on all 3 of those therapies for a while. The home therapy, which does a little of both, but it's at home, so there's not any contraptions or anything. And then the OT and the PT, physical therapy. So at this point, development-wise, when we started, she, as far as like physical stuff, development stuff, she could roll from her front to her back. She hated being on her belly, and still doesn't love it now, but she would roll from her front to her back, but hadn't rolled from her back to her front yet, which was part of why my mom was concerned and had me check out Help Me Grow. Yeah, do you have some input? Yeah. So at this point, she is able to roll, obviously from front to back, like from her belly to her back, but she can roll from her back to her belly. She doesn't like to, so like if you try to make her, she doesn't like to. But if she's trying to see something or trying to get something, maybe she'll roll from her back to her belly. And as of like last month, maybe early last month, sometime after she was a year old, between then and December, maybe, I don't know, sometime between my last video and this video, she is now able to sit up. I'm pretty sure she was rolling in my last video, but from back to front. But now she's able to sit up pretty consistently. She rarely falls back. She can sit up for long periods of time. Eventually she'll get tired of doing it, or maybe something will make her fall. But and like I said, she's just laying like that because she was drinking some juice out of that cup you see there. I transferred her to cups a little bit before she turned 1 year old, and she's probably been on whole milk since she was like 9 or 10 months. Is there anything else that's going on? Oh, your eyes. So her eye situation, I think I might have talked about it a little bit before. I think the first time we got it checked out was like February, maybe, of last year, I guess. Last year, because it's now 2020, and it's January again. But she's gone to the eye doctor a few times. She's gone to a couple different ones to get different opinions. She's technically been to 3 altogether, because she's been to ours, but there's like a specific ophthalmologist thing that she's been going to in like Columbus area, Dublin, Worthington type of thing. The last couple of times it's Dublin. The last appointment, oh, and then she's been patching, because she has a lazy eye. The main thing is she has a lazy eye and she has a droopy eyelid. Her right eye, I think, has a droopy eyelid. And they were going to wait a while to do that. Like, that was going to be like the last thing they dealt with. But at her last appointment, which was a month or 2 ago, maybe last month, early last month, I don't know, a month or 2 ago, the eye doctor decided that they were going to go ahead and do the surgery. And that's part of why I wanted to make this update, because her eyelid surgery is not on her eyes themselves, because according to all 3 eye places we went, her eyesight seems to be fine, as far as like how well she can see and follow things and stuff. especially now. She's getting better at, like, following the tracking and stuff. But her eyelid, because it's droopy, in order to, like, she can't, like, if your eye is, like, halfway closed, you can't see the ceiling, or you can't see up very well, obviously. So she has to, if she looks up, she has to do this. She can't just look up. She has to, like, do this because her eyelid's in the way. And they said that that's as time goes on, it's going to affect her, see her eyesight more and more because she's not strengthening that. So they decided to go ahead and do the surgery for her eyelid this month. And she's still been patching. She patches 2 hours a day, where the patch on her good eye to strengthen her other eye. I know. I told her that we'd work on stuff, which she doesn't like anyway, but, anyway, sorry. So, Friday, January 10th, this coming Friday, I'm going to take her in, and she's going to get surgery on her eyelid to get that kind of, like, moved up. They said they're going to put, like a wire string thing in there that connects it, and I won't see it or anything, but, and that should fix it, at least for now. And she apparently has a slight, droopy eyelid on the left eye. So they're going to work on the right eye. She has a slight droopy eyelid on the left eye. But it's hard to notice because her right eye, the eyelid is as droopy as it is. Yeah. So they may end up doing something with the left eye too. But I will try to update you after her surgery, either that day or sometime next week or something. Some point I will update you. Hopefully before we go out of town, which I would like to vlog when we go out of town too, but at the end of this month we're going to Arizona for a week, which I'm pretty darn excited about. It's not next weekend, but the weekend after that. Today's Sunday. So it's like 2 weeks from yesterday. And I'm pretty darn excited. It's not Gwen's first time going in an airplane. We are going in an airplane. But it's not her first time. It'll be her second trip going in an airplane, but her, like, 5th airplane. Because we went, like, 2 there and 2 back on our last trip. And it wasn't terrible. But anyway, so that's going on. We're going to go to Arizona to see Brett's mom and spend a week in Arizona. And it'll be cool here. And hopefully, like, in 60s there. So, that's exciting. Also, this is probably the last thing. Because I need to spend some time with her, and we gotta go in like 15 minutes. We gotta leave, so to go to take her to a pastor's house, and then go to youth group because they watch her while we take care of their kids at youth group. But anyway, this was our bed. There's the frame, whatever you want to call it. There's the box spring and the mattress. We were recently given by our pastor and his wife, well, they decided to, I think they had some extra money or something, or maybe just as their Christmas present to themselves, they decided to get a new bed, a new mattress, and I think they got one of those purple mattresses. I've heard about those and heard good things about them from, like, YouTube or something, but anyway, they decided to get that, and they said they figured while they're getting that new mattress, they might as well get upgrades. So they had a queen, and they upgraded to a king. Either way, if they're getting a new mattress, especially if they're getting a different size, though, they're not going to be using their mattress or any of that stuff. So they offered their bed and sheets, because they won't fit their sheets won't fit their new bed. They offered all that to us. Which we accepted. So we have, and we did have a our bed was a full-size bed, and so now we have a queen-size bed upstairs. And in fact, they'd given us the sheets, but she just gave me the bed skirt today. The bed's all put together. I don't know if I'll be able to put the skirt on myself. We'll see. But anyway, the bed's upstairs, all good to go, except for the bed skirt that I left at church. I just realized when I was sitting here earlier that I left the bag of that had that in it at church today. But anyway, yeah, so we got that put together, and we decided that since they gave us their bed, their old bed, their queen bed, for free that we would pass our full-size bed, this full contraption, on to somebody else. So I've been trying to post to Facebook, see if anybody needs it. If you watch this and live, I don't know, in Ohio, or specifically near Marion, comment below. If nobody else has claimed it by now, you can have it. One person said that they wanted it, but I haven't heard. Like, I was like, oh, anybody interested in the free blah blah blah? And the girl was like, yes. So they commented, oh, well, she lives in Kenton, I think, like a half hour away where my parents live. I was like, well, I live in Marion, but if you can come get it, you can have it. And she hasn't replied, so I replied again today and asked if she was going to be able to, like, come get it. Because if not, I'll give it to somebody else. I just booped Charlie in the nose. Anyway, that's going to have to be it for the update, but I wanted to give you an update on Gwen. She's getting her eyelid surgery on Friday, and she's been working on therapy. She's sitting up, and her new goal is to crawl. So, yeah. I'll try to update you either Friday or sometime next week on how the surgery went. Toodles!